Good morning and welcome back to art class with Mr. Darby. Today we're going to do a mixed media project. We're going to use cardboard and construction paper and Elmer's glue and glue sticks and tissue paper. Um, so I'll get you here's a list. We'll put a list up so that you know what tools you need to be able to complete this project. But this is a very fun project to practice some cutting skills, which are really important, and then just some fine motor skills by using our fingers to wrinkle up and glue down little pieces of tissue paper.
Check out the supplies, gather them up, and sit down. Let's get started together today.
Okay, so let's start off with a gray piece of paper. I do this for the sky. The sky has been cloudy lately. It's late fall. It's Pennsylvania. That seems to be a good color. Another color that we do is a light green color for grass that's far away. And then we will do a few trees out of cardboard, all right? If your cardboard has writing on it, then just try and pick the side that doesn't. And then we'll use another piece of green construction paper that's a little shorter to put here. We're going to cut each of these to give us practice with the cutting. These are pre-cut, and I just measured them out about a ½ inch by 5 inches, and it doesn't have to be exact, but that was just to make sure that it would fit on 9 by 12 background paper fine. At the tops of these trees, we'll be using, we got red tissue paper, yellow tissue paper, and orange tissue paper. I think, you can choose if you have different colors of tissue paper that you want to use. That's fine. Let's make it your own, right? And then I use the gel glue for the cardboard to stick to the construction paper, because the glue sticks usually don't hold the cardboard on that well. And then I use a Yoo-hoo stick. At least I think that's how you say it. But it's been one of the better glue sticks that I've been able to find over the last 15 years of teaching. So the Yoo-hoo stick is for the construction paper and then also for the tissue paper around the tops of the trees. Okay, so step 1. Is your name on your paper? I hope so. Step 2. Let's go ahead and take our green paper, and this green paper is 3 inches tall by 12 inches wide. That way it fits across our 9 by 12 inch gray construction paper. I like to move the background paper out of the way while I draw so that I don't accidentally draw and get it on my background paper. So here we're just going to make a nice slow rolling hills, and I'm using a marker. I'm using a fine, ultra fine point Pentel marker, and I'm only doing that so that you can see it on the screen. You can use anything you want to. Your scissors, all right? Don't forget how to hold scissors correctly. Always your thumb up, and then we're going to cut on that line. So now I have my rolling hills cut out, and I think it's important to note that I could see the pen line still, because I'm not a perfect cutter either. If you see that pen line, or if it's a pencil line, it's okay. Try and glue on that side. All right, that'll be the side that gets glued down. That way the clean side's showing and nobody will know if you've ever made mistakes. Glue up the sides with the Yoo-hoo stick. Probably 2 coats of glue are enough. Sometimes we go over at three coats if we really want it to stay down, or some of the Elmer's glue sticks that don't work that well need 3 coats. But I just put two layers of glue on, and then I will lay it down starting at the very bottom edge. I'll line it up, press, and then I wipe. And you want to wipe and use a firm grip when you do that so that those edges aren't sticking up. That's great. The next step is for us to get out our cardboard. You can cut it. If you have it pre-cut and ready to go, you're in great shape. Tip it upside down and give the glue a chance to ooze to the bottom near the lid, and then squeeze a nice line. We'll go ahead and put a glue line on each. Just one glue line is good enough. All right. Now, the next step is to make sure that we place these trunks near the bottom of the page. And I like my trunks to be thicker at the bottom, so if you cut them, they're not perfect, that's okay. But you want the thicker end at the bottom. I guess it's your choice, but I just think of the way a tree grows. So I wiggle these a little bit back and forth here so that it gives a chance for the glue to bond to the paper. I'll slide this one, actually I'll make this one close. And then I'll put this one a little further away. Straight up and down. Don't want to tip them too much. Let's slide this out of the way for a second, and we'll go ahead and draw our lines for our grass. The grass lines are a zigzag. I always tell kids, don't draw more zigzags than you're willing to cut, because it's not much fun to cut, but it's really good practice. So if you go crazy and you make a lot of zigzags, that goes crazy, all right? You don't want to do that. If you don't want to cut it, don't draw it. And the goal is that you are cutting on the line you drew. That's part of that fine motor skill, and that hand-eye coordination is really important, all right? So here we have it. Let's get cutting. Again, if I'm cutting and I'm moving too quickly, pause the video. It doesn't matter if the one edge of the paper gets cut off or not. It's scrap anyway. Okay, while I'm doing that, and you can see I'm not doing it perfectly either, it's all right. We can also do it a different technique where you just cut in from one end and then you cut in from the other. And I'm a lefty, so I'm using my left hand. I'm using my right hand as a helping hand. It turns the paper for me so that my cuts only have to be straight with my scissors. That might make things a little easier to do this way. So here we have our papers cut on the line as best as possible. It's not perfect, that's all right. We do our best, we're practicing, right? Make sure you throw all your scraps away, get them off your table, because your table will get covered up and confusing sometimes. The next step is to overlap. So looking for the side with the pen or the pencil, that's the side we want to glue on. Put a little glue on each end. 1, 2. And then if you just put a couple dabs of glue here, not a lot. Do not put glue up where the teeth of the grass are, because we're going to try and curl those, let those stand up, make more detail. So start by gluing the ends down like this and pressing firm on the ends. You can see our overlapping, our texture that we created. We have textures of paper, we have textures of the zigzag lines looking like teeth. If you have glue stick holding these on, you'll be in good shape. Just kind of press a little bit all over that bottom. Give it a chance to stick. If it's not sticking, remember we didn't put the glue everywhere, and that's okay. We don't want it to stick everywhere, because then we'll lose some of that depth, that space that we made from the overlapping. You can pull the grass forward a little bit while you're holding down the bottom. Just kind of push on the top of the grass. That way it bends out. Those teeth stick out. Oh, it's fun to do, okay? If you did this correctly, then your tree trunks are covered up. I'll use my marker to draw the outline of the trees. And I think what I'll do is I'll start with this one. So here, you can use your pencil, all right? Here's an outline of a tree. And I make this tree disappearing behind it, right? We're doing overlapping. And then over here, I'll change the shape of the tree. Maybe it's a different kind of tree. So it's like this. And you could change your trees as you go. They don't have to be as round as mine, but then they won't be anyway, because the tissue paper isn't going to be perfect. Once you have that drawn, you're ready to do a little gluing. Well, we're finished with the glue bottle, that gel glue, but we're going to need our glue sticks. And so what I'll do is I'll just put a little glue stick down inside this tree, right up to the edge. I know I drew that line with the marker, but I want to be able to cover that up. So let's go ahead and cover it up. Now that I've done that, all you have to do is take these little squares of tissue paper, and they don't have to be cut. I cut them on the paper cutter here at the school. It makes it way easier. But you can actually just wrinkle them up into a ball, and not too tight, and then squish them down. And take another one and squish it down. Take another one. And really just trying to cover up that marker line or the pencil line or the outline of the shape. I like to work from right to left. It's easier for me because I'm a lefty. If you want to work from left to right, that's fine too. And or top to bottom. I wouldn't work in a circle and work inward because as you get to the middle, it'll be hard to get your glue stick in there and you'll get frustrated. So here's my pieces. I will do half this tree orange, and then I'll get over here, I'll start adding a little bit of yellow just to change it up, and that'll be okay. Then after that, I'll do each of my trees so that my trees are different colors. Maybe one tree will be mostly red, one tree will be mostly orange, one tree will be mostly yellow. We have it. So we got our fall leaf scene with mixed media. We got tissue paper and construction paper and cardboard here. We use glue sticks, we use glue bottles, we use scissors, we use pens to draw with. There's a lot of things going on in this picture, and it's a great introductory level project that I think can go really well. The textures of the leaves are beautiful because they remind me of the texture in the leaves on the trees outside, which probably are falling and fallen as we speak. But I hope you enjoyed making this, and if you can, post it to me so I can see what you made. Otherwise, comment and like, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Keep on arting.